Look at these fucking cuties.
Look at these guys.
I guess maybe the viewers or listeners don't know that we keep a picture of the two of us on set for some reason, and it's us.
Branding.
It's branding, yeah. It's us in Puerto Rico when we were doing the 101 Places. We wanted to match the Woody and McConaughey picture of them in the ocean.
Yeah.
And we did it in a river in a Puerto Rican jungle.
Do you know what I was most scared of that day in that river? And I know it doesn't exist in that river because I asked the guide several times. But when I was on my honeymoon, we were in Thailand and we went in this river. And the guy was like, don't pee in here because something's going to go up your pee hole.
Like in Sean Connery in the movie Medicine Man famously says, it'll swim up your urethra.
Right, exactly. So I was so nervous about that the whole time in that thing that I couldn't really enjoy being in that river.
Oh, I had a blast. Quick aside. One of my favorite jokes, there's a clip of it in the episode, but it was much longer in real life. One of my favorite jokes you've ever done around me was when we got out, you did like the Tommy Lee Jones from U.S. Marshal, which you're like, I want every outhouse, bathhouse, and you did like a version of that because like the vibe was that you're like spin the camera around, and you were just doing like we're gonna be searching high and low, and it was like so specific and so right in my wheelhouse doing fucking.
I mean, I love that speech. I mean, I think that speech is the greatest, one of the greatest acting. Did he win Best Supporting Actor for that?
No, I don't know, but he might have been nominated. You might be right.
It's like the end is like, if there's a doctor in this state named Richard Kimball, we're gonna find
him.
Yeah.
Speaking of best supporting actors, we got a wonderful guest later on.
A lead.
He's a lead, yeah. Jay Jurden, man, he's funny, he's shredded, he's like perfect for our podcast.
He's the best.
Arguably, he should host it, and you and I should be home.
Yeah, but he's got like 15,000 other jobs.
Yeah, he's busy. He's booked and busy.
He's paid. Yeah, booked and blessed.
And because we don't do any official like intros and outros, we just get right into it right at the top of this episode. And we're talking comedy, we're talking other podcasts for a while. And then until we realize
that's wellness. That's wellness.
Dude, yeah, I don't think there's, hey, it's our show. You know what I mean? And a huge part of staying alive is keeping your mental health while society crumbles around us.
Totally.
So.
And I like to follow the guest. And Jay wanted to talk comedy.
Well, Jay is famous on X for or Twitter, whatever you call it, for his like strong takes on comedy, and he's got a lot of strong opinions, like you and I do. We just don't share them publicly until we're on the podcast.
Yeah,
so,
but it was great
with the opportunity to Jay. Got to talk about the current state of comedy, what he's doing.
And we will all say, and I don't want to speak for Jay at all, so I'll just speak for myself, that all my opinions in this episode are completely not true.
And I'll say for myself, I stand by all my opinions I said, but really just buckle down and pay attention to what it was. It wasn't I hate anyone. It was they don't make good stuff anymore.
And I'm bullshitting top to bottom. Don't listen to it.
Don't listen. We're liars. All right. So prep yourself because we're going directly into mid conversation with Jay going off about comedy. How was your set last night? Did you do stand-up or did Seth make you do some weird bit?
No. I mean, it's so funny because people think I'm so progressive. But when it comes to stand-up comedy, I'm such a traditionalist. I don't think conservative.
I don't think of you as progressive.
Well, good. Thank you.
I think you're well, I follow you on X, so I'm well aware of your stand-up comedy opinions. And I agree with all of them.
You actually said something that I was very happy not only to co-sign, but to like boost and like make sure everyone. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's the clip about content.
Oh yeah, I did for Funny or Die.
Yeah.
I was shitting all over content to Funny or Die.
Only because you actually were very clear in what you disliked about some of the takeaways from like particularly TikTok over the past couple of years. Just because it is hard to encapsulate it and really distill it down to like what is frustrating versus like people like, oh, you're just a hater. You're like, no, I'm just telling you, if there was ever a world where you were using someone's audio as a ventriloquist dummy, up until like the past couple years, people have been like, okay,
Lip
well, like,
syncing is hack.
yeah, or they'd be like, do it in heels with like a cut crease,
Right.
like taped,
tuck,
and maybe then we can be like, okay.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, even when New York drag queens would have their like mega mixes when they would lip sync.
Yeah.
And there's people, I think some drag people know this, some people don't. Their mega mix would be like a clip from Jenny Jones.
Yeah.
It would be like one lyric of a funny song, a clip from Jersey Shore. I mean, it was a monologue. It was a performance piece.
Yeah, and now people just like mouth someone else's TikTok.
Yeah, and they'll mouth like another kind of unfunny person's TikTok. Or sadly, you'll be like, well, that person kind of was in the hospital. And they'll be like, isn't it funny that I'm saying this thing that this person who's on death's door said?
This guy right here, he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
I hate that shit because it promotes ripping off people. It's a
Right.
culture, like it's created a culture
But you
where
know what?
you get, even just outside of like doing memes and the same joke structure and no one is but like, all these dumb joke structures that are part of the internet, that's already bad because that eliminates like sort of variety. But then this element of like reaction videos to other things is like, it's like the snake eating its own tail. It's
but
disgusting.
that is also like what that it yes, but it is coming from a cultural place similar to like when you're in an office setting and one guy is like quoting Will Ferrell all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that's the same thing as TikTok. It's
I would say the only pushback I have to that is that guy in the office, though, you don't go, oh, he's so funny. You go, oh, we have a shared common cultural exchange and experience.
Exactly. But I feel like that is something that it's not just the content's fault, it's the whole thing's fault because
it's just rewarding the wrong things.
We don't see the difference because to a lot of people it's like, oh, I'm just by me lip syncing the new Drake song, I'm just putting myself in the group of fans that are lip syncing the Drake song or whatever, you know?
I think as a comic, my only rule is there better be a twist and a take.
If it's comedic. If it's comedic.
You're right.
Because like my daughter is on TikTok all the time and her videos, it's like adorable how earnest they are. You know, it's she's earnestly doing the TikTok dances of the people she admires.
But that's just fun. I think we are being specific.
We're talking more about
TikTok comedy.
Yeah, like or comedians in general. Like these people
like
who make
crowdwork videos.
Well, that's a whole different thing.
Because I hate.
Well, my big beef with that is like, there used to be a moment where like if you were doing a show and let's say you're telling a joke and someone interrupted you with like this like kind of outburst, if you handled it masterfully and got back into your joke, people would be like, oh, what a great example of crowd work. There are also examples now of people kind of like having these long conversations with people and like you go, that woman's talking more than you, and you go, did you want to put this whole 7-minute clip up? Because they're internal cuts within the 7 minutes, so that means the crowd sat there for 10 minutes being like, I can't hear her, so you're having to also tell us what she said.
And you can maybe speak to this even more than I can, but I think the culture of audience has changed because now they think like that is how you're supposed to act.
So, I mean, like when you cultivate a crowd and they kind of know your stances on things, you can really sort of like nip all of that in the bud. But there are some general audiences that do think I'm helping, and you go, well,
we're gonna be on a clip together, Jay, and you're like, that's not how I work.
I mean, but I
write jokes.
Because like, guess what? I'm not putting this clip up. I'm not gonna put this clip up now.
I have a team of people to transcribe this bullshit.
Yeah, but don't you feel like your audience is pretty cultivated? Like, I feel like if I'm doing a show that is mine and I'm that, you know what I mean, where I'm not like a guest or feature, the audience knows a little bit what's gonna happen. But often, if you're fish out of water on someone else's show in their audience, oftentimes you find that it's not as easy. Like I run into that a lot.
I'm definitely less mean to an audience member that talks when I'm on somebody else's show. But if it's my show, I absolutely, I will make that person maybe not even want to talk when they go home.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like have a workaround is that like I truly just speed blitz you with jokes, and I think that a lot of times crowds, after a certain point, they'll be like, oh, not only does he have this, if I try to interject, I'm going to miss something.
Right.
Because I'm just like, every 15 minutes, go, go, go. And that comes from, like, Chris Rock at one point a long time ago was like, if you don't give them room or an opportunity to heckle, they really can't heckle. What is leading to some of these outbursts are these open-ended questions instead of these questions that are basically
setups.
I think a question should be a setup. A question should basically be a very precise kind of like pincer move where you go, I'm gonna get you here, I'm gonna get you here. So now the only thing you can answer is this. I'm never gonna be like, oh,
what do you do for a living? Yeah.
Truly, I'm never gonna be like, oh, where are you from? What I want to say is anyone here from the South? Get a lot of woos. Okay, so that means now, oh, why would Jay ask that? I only have to write 10 jokes for each state about the South for these people to think, how do you know? Oh my gosh, he has a Carolina joke. Of course,
Yeah.
of course. I didn't ask this question for
I
no
wouldn't have
reason.
given you my Carolina joke
Yeah.
if no one cheered in a southern accent.
Exactly. So sometimes people don't understand the kind of like faux nature and the kayfabe of crowd work.
Have you ever seen this? People are like, yes, I have. You're like,
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying that.
Well, so like you're on the road a lot,
Yeah.
but you're yoked to the moon. You're absolutely shredded.
And
You're
we're
one of
friends
the
with
most-
Jay, but if you follow him on social media, you will learn that in one or two
you don't
posts.
have to.
Usually you get a couple days and you go, wait a minute.
I haven't seen this guy's bulge in a minute. Oh, thank God.
Okay, John has your profile picture is you in a Speedo, so I
I'm
don't
a
want to
Speedo
hear
boy,
it.
too.
No,
You know I'm a
you
bikini
guys
boy.
actually, you guys have both the amount of body on your profiles.
And the funniest thing in the world is that like every other week, and this actually is a very progressive like energy on Twitter. Every other week on Twitter, gay men fight. They'll be like, ugh, another guy with abs, and what they want is they want like a full-figured, chubbier man. You remember what was the commercial where that guy was recently in a red Speedo? Do you know there was a commercial where it was on CNN a lot. I'm showing like how old I am. I was watching CNN.
It's not the Isaiah Mustafa, right?
No, there was a commercial, and I think because it was CNN, so it probably was like for plaque psoriasis. Sorry, that's all they do. It's like truly like.
Honestly, someone called me the other day and they were like, "Do you have sleep apnea?" And I was like, "No, but I could get it."
So that commercial, this like bear basically was in a red Speedo, and Twitter was feral for this man. They were like, I need this commercial. So yeah.
Based on my DMs, they out you.
I wonder if my Jimmy John spots will shake up any.
I just want y'all to know this. There are a couple of weekends in Provincetown and Fire Island where John would have to pay for nothing. Okay.
A guy in my old gym in Brooklyn.
He's looking.
A guy in my old gym in Brooklyn was like, there's Bear Comedy Week. There's Bear Week at P-Town. I think you should come out and do comedy. You would make a fortune. And then he goes, and then you could like sell your shirt to people in the audience. And I was like, wait, what was that last part? He's like, these fuckings, well, they'll buy your shirt and underwear right off you. And this was like a gay fucking
and
muscle
I want
guy.
you to know something? Those men, they'd be like, oh no, deodorant.
Yeah. Oh,
He
this smells like
ruined
moisturizer.
it.
Yeah. I love
had
it.
coconut.
We should do that.
Yes, I mean I'm like a year away from like
An OnlyFans.
like, call me the pander bear. I'm like, he's eating another sandwich shirtless.
Pander.
The pander bear.
Oh my God. That's so fucking funny.
Simon T-Rex.
And I'm not gonna lie, very, very Northeastern. That's how people in the Northeast do say panda.
It's a pander. My
Pander.
mom is Italian and says pasta.
Yeah.
We ordered pasta for the table.
Pander.
That's funny as fuck.
So you're on the road so much. How are you shredded? Like,
How are you
is
staying
How
alive?
is it impossible?
Okay.
Because like.
I am lucky enough that like I discovered like the gym when I was 20, and so now we're going on like 15 plus years of like being in the gym like for at least 3 or 4 days a week.
And when you say you discovered it, like spiritually,
Well,
like
spiritually, sort of. So I was like,
When you realized you were gay, you were like, I better start. The gay guy goes, hey,
I didn't want
it's
to
the
link
gym.
to, but I was like, when did?
I mean, listen, a lot of people think it's the vaccines. It's not. It's the freeway.
So you you find it at 20.
Yeah. So I ended up rooming with these two like meatheads who like love the gym.
In college?
And so in college. And so then they were going to the gym. And so then I was like, man, I'll go to the gym. And then I had another friend who was an opera singer who also loved the gym. And then he was like, oh, come with me. I'll show you this kind of stuff. And so then I was like, oh man, this really is like stuff I enjoy. I like the idea of like, okay, I'm going to write this stuff down. I'm gonna kind of do this set coincidentally. Like if we look at like some of the through lines with comedy, I'm gonna execute this thing, and so it's gonna go good in some spots. It's gonna go okay in some spots, and then I'm gonna take that data, look at it, assess it, and do it again.
And so you got a tight hour.
Yeah, right, or a tight ass. And so it's
I didn't even think of it in both ways.
It's very
Similar.
kind of like routine and like incremental change.
Yeah.
Honing your sets.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like a payoff in the sense of like both community and like a little bit of like people go, wait a second, I'm seeing some change, but also you have the people you're there with. So that's like when it started, and then you do kind of start to see the benefits as far as like social benefits and like sexual benefits and like relationship stuff. And then you kind of have to go, all right, there's a wall that you hit where you go, okay, well, like, what is this doing for me mentally? Am I getting positive feedback for the wrong things? So then, like, you kind of do have to. I had it when I was like around 30. You have that body dysmorphia conversation with yourself as far as like, what am I trying to do? What do I want to do? What am I capable of? And then you get past the aesthetics and you start to go to the functionality of it. So now you're like, oh, what can I do? What do I feel comfortable doing? What doesn't hurt as much? So like, I've been through a couple of different gym phases. When I moved to New York City, I worked at the gayest gym in the city.
Barton?
David Barton, Astor Place.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, David.
I used to work in the steam room.
Yeah.
Astor Places. You got paid under the table.
I was under the table.
Yeah, and you never gave me the proper cut. Ever. That's why I had to fuck you up.
Oh my God.
Astor Place was gayer than Chelsea?
Oh, yeah, because Limelight was gay because it was a former nightclub that now was a gym.
Right.
But Chelsea was still kind of like nice. Astor Place was basically a steam room with also a gym.
With a pull down machine.
Yeah,
outside
well,
of it.
I mean, because like the gym floor was really nice, but it would get so packed with like just gay dudes who were definitely there to work out for a little bit and then like
fuck.
Well, fuck in the steam room,
Like
hook up in the cruising in the steam room, yeah. Because like sometimes they were like, oh, maybe I'm not gonna hook up here, but I definitely like got the information and the contact that I want to hook up with, so we can go back to wherever. And because like that place
so
was
hard with no phones.
Well, I mean, you can have phones.
In the steam room?
Yeah.
I never bring my phone in the steam room.
I mean, you're not supposed to, but like you can bring your phone. But like,
because like I dropped it once. It was
but
a
in
mess.
the steam room, I don't even
drop the. You know not to drop your phone in the steam room.
In the steam room, I don't even think the culture is a phone culture. It's like looks.
Right.
It's
no, I'm talking about retaining information.
Well, you go by their locker.
Yeah. But like,
I'm too neurotic for the whole scene anyway. I'm already thinking.
I mean, that gym to me also is like. Funny enough, it made me like a better comedian. It made me like a better like queer New Yorker. So I was really happy for that experience.
Because you were getting like culture and community out of it.
Culture and community, and like Anderson Cooper was there, so like you had like high level gays, and then you would just have like trashy gays. So you would see like the full spectrum of us.
Like Andy Cohen.
On the elliptical on mushrooms.
And so like there was like this huge disco ball that they had on the floor with like a DJ booth inside of it, and you were like,
awesome.
This is not. That's taking up so much space.
Yeah, but it's so
like,
awesome.
Yeah. So that was like, I worked as a trainer, so then my relationship with my body and like with working out changed. And so I think that I look pretty good now. And like at 36, I'm kind of like, listen, I like where it's at. I never have to go crazier. Because it gets tricky whenever people post 40, you go, hey man, Are you okay?
Yeah, no.
Maybe half your TRT dose.
Yeah.
Your head
You
is
go-
a circle and
you
you're
go-
bald and you're turning a little pink.
What is it?
White
What?
people turn that hot dog color when they get on
Yeah.
TRT. They get like that Hulk Hogan hot dog color.
They look like
bologna.
They look like a hypercolor T-shirt where
Yeah.
if you touch them, your handprint will stay. in it.
Like Rogan is like white and pink speckled with
Yeah.
like rock hard.
And him and Jeff Bezos look like a pill.
Yeah.
They both look like a pill.
Well, it's so timely that like the Red Hulk movie came out.
Yeah.
Because every joke was like, white people just kind of look like this now.
Yeah.
Just Harrison Ford just mad.
Yeah.
I think that like, especially for boys and for comedy boys, so much of the self-deprecation is like rooted in like wanting to make sure that like you're not alienating the audience. So like,
Yeah, I was always taught like you want it like before you even get into your act, you want to do a joke about yourself.
yeah.
Because that way it's like everyone knows that the first target is me.
Yeah.
And it like levels levels the playing
And
field.
for me, it's a defense mechanism. It's like, I know you think I'm fat, but I already got 4 funny jokes about that.
Yeah,
Right.
And so like, you can't even, don't even let because that's what I did growing up.
Right,
I'd
yeah.
be the first one to say I'm
Yes.
fat. That's why I'm comfortable being shirtless and nude, because
Yeah.
I was just like, no, deal with it. I have to go through the looking glass
Right,
on this
exactly,
to deal
yeah.
with my body
And
issues.
because there was a celebration of fat men in comedy, and there were so many, like, I mean, if you just look at the history of like who people go, oh, who's your favorite SNL performer? You go, well, it's probably gonna be 2 fat guys.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be Will Ferrell. That one time he was in a Speedo, and people were like, oh, okay. He's kind of making
kinda
fun of his
fat.
body.
Yeah.
So like, there's that long history of chubbier men being able to both make fun of the crowd and make fun of themselves. That goes, I mean, we're talking about going all the way back to like honeymooners level.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the fat guy gets to be funny
Sure.
and loud and brash, and then a tiny woman gets to tell him off, and you go from that all the way to now. That some people like getting in really good shape or getting in a conventionally attractive shape on stage, they go, oh, that kind of like, that's the opposite of what they were doing. But then you gotta go, well, no, because like Eddie was selling sex appeal in like a full on
He's in a
Comedy
fucking
sexy.
full
Yeah.
leather outfit.
with a
Yeah.
codpiece.
No,
Yeah.
comedy is always. I think that's the
That's
idea
in your
now.
own head, though,
that's-
like, yeah.
That's that misconception though. Now, like I hear a lot of people
Yeah.
be like, "When did comedians get this hot?" I want to be
Yes.
like, "That's not true." Like comedians were always sexy.
Yes.
They wanted to be sexier. Comedians want to be musicians, and they inevitably
But there's also there's a line that you get past where it's diminishing returns, and a few people notably over the past couple of years have kind of really gone up to that line and now gone over it, where it's like, yeah, I know I'm hot, and you go, well, now you've said it, so we don't think it anymore.
You can't say it.
Yeah.
Is basically the thing, right? Like you can't lean in. Like once a comedian does the spread in Vanity Fair where they're in a suit in a pool, it's over. Your laughs diminish.
I don't think the Vanity Fair suit in the pool is the line. What I think is the line is kind of what I said at the top of this. There better be a twist on some of these images instead of them just being self-serving. Because if not, then you are kind of stepping out of the comedy lane.
Is there anyone now doing it right?
Yeah, there are a lot of people doing it right. I think the big thing you say now instead of I'm hot is you say you're a slut.
Slut.
You don't say you're hot. You say like you're fucking a lot.
Yeah, then you're like sex positive rather than conceited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The person whose
Public image though, like who are you like? Oh, that's a comedian that I can stand.
Oh, who I get? There are tons of people who I love.
But like, yeah, like,
But you mean like a sexy person?
Yeah.
Who also, well, listen.
Dane Cook. Now.
I would let him babysit my 16-year-old in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Game night with a 16-year-old. Come on, that's how you met at a game.
I don't want to. I'm hiking with him later at Runyon Canyon.
Yeah.
So.
Oh Oh my goodness. I think that a person who like has tons of sex appeal and still is very funny and both plays with the sex appeal and the very funny of it all and is hot. Zach Fox is so funny and so sexy
agreed.
at the same time. And you'll
And cool.
see and cool, and you'll see him really do the dance and go in between these things where you go, is he a genius? Is he stupid? Is he funny? Is he sexy? And he's literally
He's
all of them.
Is he silly?
Yeah.
It's like,
and it's really kind of getting people off their footing. They don't know, and that kind of like instability is very sexy because we go, I don't know what he's gonna do next.
For me,
Can't box him in.
For me, it's Tim Robinson's skateboarding.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm like, Tim Robinson's skateboarding is like,
because he's good.
He's cool.
And he likes doing
and he
it.
looks so freaking cool.
Yeah, it's not a put on.
And it's not a put on. And he's got good style.
Yeah.
And he looks good in his clothing.
And he's fucking hysterical.
And he lost a little weight.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't. My boy would be like, yeah, I did.
Okay.
He lost a little weight from when he was on SNL to now. He looks good. He's got a cool haircut.
Yeah.
And he's skateboarding and still, to me, the funniest man alive.
Yeah.
I'm glad because, well, I mean, both of the Detroiters have both of those things. Where, like, you go,
Sammy
some of that you can look at that as the money glow up, though. Too.
but
Sam is less. Sam is handsome. I would say Sam is leading man handsome.
Yeah.
In a way that is different. Tim's style, unique style, is more like comes out. But he rides skateboards. Like Sam is like, plays music.
Well,
it's like
I'll see Sam, and if I would show my grandmother a picture of him, she'd be like, "Ooh, who is this?"
No,
yeah.
You know what I mean? His grandmama handsome.
Oh,
grandmas wait a minute.
My aunt came to visit us on Champagne Hill and was legit doing the thing when he walked away.
She got the vapors.
She got the vapor. She was like, I did not know that Sam Richardson was such
Well, you know what you do?
I was like, Sam?
If you combine cheekbones, a little smile, and like some Midwest beef.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
girl,
unstoppable.
It really is.
Also, talk about good vibes. He projects love and yes and like you could sit in a car with him.
You feel good around him.
You feel good around Sam, and that makes him hot.
Listen, and some of these intangibles, like people will never know how to articulate it, but they'll be like, oh, that's the vibe I was getting. The kids right now, everyone's trying to be like aura online. They're talking about auras, which you kind of go, yeah, like energy. And they go, no, it's different. You go, because nothing's that brand new.
We have the same word like for gender, like it's been 25, it's like aura, vibe, energy. Like it's all the same shit. It's je ne sais quoi. It's,
charisma.
Well, like the charisma aspect of it, I think, is also the ability to be funny or at least charming in a bunch of different mediums. So what people are surprised by now is because they've seen so many people be funny on screen or funny with the script and then kind of stilted and unfunny and uncomfortable in interviews. Now, if you do well on screen and you do two good interviews, one sitting down talking about the project or one on the internet, people go, oh my gosh, where'd they get all this charisma? And as comedians, we go, oh baby, you used to have it. You used to have to be funny around people.
Yeah, now it's kind of, you got to do all these multimedia approaches, but coming up, if you weren't popping off immediately in movies, you had to be able to do it all.
If you could go to MTV2 and sit down and be funny a little bit, they'd be like, we can't do anything with you.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
No, that's how we got paid. I mean, that's how you got paid from being quicker than about nothing. So it's like, wake up and be quick. And like, nothing's changed. I mean...
I want to jump back to working out for a second.
Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah. What's your lifting journey been? Are you on like a bro? Like, what are you doing these days? Are you on a bro split? Are you on like? Are you doing chest tries?
Are you doing anything holistic? Are you in yoga?
Push pull?
So what I'm doing, what my split currently is I try to make sure I have 4 days, and I can split that into upper, lower, and then I can like differentiate that however I'm feeling. Because after 30, it's what you want to do, but also what can I do?
Call me at after 40, son.
On those 3 days, are you doing nothing? Or were you
I'm
like
still,
get steps?
I'll still like ride a bike around. I'll like definitely get steps in. I mean, I live on a 4th floor walk up, so like steps are never gonna be an issue.
Quadzilla over here.
Yeah, well, cause like in the city, like whenever you're running around doing spots and you're like train, then walking, and then back home, and then going to see people, and
course,
then going
yeah.
out. The minute you go to a different city and you're in a hotel room and you're like you're getting driven to a show, you're like, oh, I didn't walk at all. Wait a second, I
Yeah.
didn't walk at all today. I did
Los
nothing.
Angeles is culture shock for me when I get back there.
I culture shock other people in Los Angeles with how frequently I walk.
Yeah.
It makes people like people look at me like I'm crazy.
No, there's a whole thing in the South and in Los Angeles. If people see you walking somewhere, they go, "Hey, you all right?
Yeah.
You
No,
okay?
something happened.
Yeah.
Something
Where is your
happened.
car? Yeah.
If you see someone walking with purpose in Los Angeles, they'll be like, "She's not worth it. Hey,
yeah.
hey, whatever you're about to do."
Even running, I feel like someone will pull up to me and be like, "There's a private gym like down the block."
Yeah.
You're almost at the Equinox.
Working out for me right now is I want to make sure I'm getting some pull-ups in. I want to make sure I'm getting body weight stuff. I also want to make sure that the numbers just aren't decreasing. That's it. I don't really care about putting up PRs as much anymore. I'm not at the combine. I don't like it. For me, if I wanted to like be like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm like doing these numbers on bench, I'm doing these numbers on squat, I'm doing these numbers on deadlift for a big 3. Some of it would be superficial, some of it would just be like so I can post it.
Right.
But like right now, if I'm being honest, the last time I deadlifted, I was like doing it, and then halfway through, and I ended up writing a fun joke about it. I was like, yeah, deadlifting is cute, but like I feel like I'm just practicing to help someone move a couch.
What's the practicality here?
The practicality is you still want to be able to bend, you still want to be able to lift heavier things from
Get
a
that
low
posterior
angle.
chain popping off.
You want to hit that entire posterior chain, and you also want to make sure that it's a good indication of overall strength, and people are going to use some of these metrics to determine like some of your health outcomes. That's what they say.
And like, I thought you were gonna say in the upcoming,
in the upcoming
Water
war.
Wars. Yeah. Well, the thing about the deadlift is, to be honest, it is the lift you do the most in real life.
Yeah.
You're rarely ever like, oh, you want me to help you move that? Hold on, I'll get underneath it.
It's the section of the gym. It's the section of the gym that I do the least. Like I do the least deadlifting and the least like a row, not rows, but
Bent over row, yeah.
Bent over row. Yeah.
Well, it's tough because both like from a risk analysis cost,
the lower back issues.
the lower back. If we are intelligently designed, that part wasn't.
Right.
Because everyone's lower back gets fucked.
Right.
Like it's
From
Well, I think it's because we became, and for me personally, like I'm a person who sits a lot.
Yeah.
I have a gut, and I'm very quad centric.
Yeah.
So deadlift is like my end. Like, and I power lifted for a while too and competed in meets, and my squat was equal to my deadlift, and most people's deadlifts are 100 pounds heavier.
who are like super strong, you'd be like, oh my God, you're insane.
Yeah, I wanted to get 405 so bad. And I mean, I squatted 407 in a meet, and I deadlifted 411 in a meet. Most people can deadlift, if you can squat 405, most people can deadlift 500. But I just don't. I'm also tall for a power
And you
lifter,
have, you have like long legs.
So I got the long levers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just something it's just a part of like being in the gym I never walked over towards. You know,
What I
like-
would even say to people is, because so much of this is like also rooted in like male ego, is like you have to start to take ego out of it. So like for a lot of people, the reason they want to deadlift is so they can have the bar, have the plates, have
Hear the
people
noise.
hear the noise, pick it up, make the face, drop it, really kind of see.
I don't want any of that.
Well, you're in such the minority.
I don't want people because I look like I'm dying. Like the maximum effort that I'm giving on any exercise. Like once I start exercising, it's so hard.
Yeah.
And I am so winded, and it's such a mess. It's like it's similar to when I'm eating a salad. It's just like a fucking bloodbath.
Wait.
Because my teeth are all ganked up, so it's just like getting it all in there, and like it's just like a whirlwind of behavior, you know. And like I don't want to be noticed. I want to do it myself, you know. Like solid. I don't mind working with a trainer.
Yeah.
But I don't want any attention on me from the room. You know?
That is like, I mean, that's kind of like the thing that's gotten less than great about gym culture now, is that a lot of people what they want is they want to do something, and then you'll see them. They'll be like, y'all see that?
Oh yeah, I know that look.
Y'all see me?
If they don't already have a tripod set up next to them. Yeah.
Right. 'Cause
filming up.
they're all filming in there. It's almost like the casinos and gyms have become similar influencer spaces. We were talking about like on my feed.
Yeah.
I get a ton of gambling influencers.
Well, geez. I mean, not just gambling influencers. It's bigger than influencers now. It's both influencers and like just gambling companies, like FanDuel and DraftKings. What's wild is that if you did know it was for sports gambling, you'd be like, "What's that? What's that commercial for?"
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Is Jamie Foxx selling a new liquor?
Is in it. Yeah.
Like, what's going on?" You'd be like, "Okay."
And it's like I love that part of the song. It's like the same damn parlay. I sing it all the time.
Well, because like it is a hard, and this is so. You two are actually very smart people to talk this about. When you're capturing the attention of young men right now, there are these weird areas where if you just say it, it's almost like a Winter Soldier piece of their brain is unlocked. Where if you go, well, Jim, they go, yes, Jim.
Yeah.
If you go, parlays, betting, they go, parlay, sports. Yes. You can kind of
cold plunge.
Cold plunge.
Yeah.
Plunge.
Well, that's because we're all
beef tallow.
It's because we're all being fed. All of it's like we're all being fed as much as we're being pushed apart by the internet and joining little subcultures of hate all over. We are also being like pushed together in it because there are certain things that are like, if you're a man of this stature and you are into like, you're way more jacked than I am. I bet we've both saved someone's workout that we liked.
Oh my gosh.
Which means we have both getting the same beef, collagen powder ad. And so that way, when you're dead inside for most of the day and then someone's like beef collagen, you're like,
if I have to see one more Instagram post of a cutting board with eggs, steak, avocado, on it, I get like 12 of those a fucking day.
Today I got one that looked so awful. It was this guy who was like, this is what I eat all day, every day. I'm 79 years old.
No.
I'm yak to the fucking moon. Here's what I eat. It's one orange pepper. Seeds out.
God.
Instead of those seeds, I put sunflower seeds on them. Cayenne pepper on another half of an apple. Then barbecue sauce. Smash it together. And then he's eating it and he's like, I'm telling you, dude, that tastes just like a McRib. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, why?
But the culture is such, especially for young men online, it's like when we're talking about health, there's like all these like different questions and approaches. But for them, a lot of times, health isn't necessarily health and wellness. It's like, how do I indicate that I'm the right kind of man to everybody?
And how do I make money? How do I cut through?
Well, that's also tying like economic.
That's the meta game of it all too, is that all this shit is also like, I not only do I want to be the person who is on the carnivore diet, I want you to know I'm on it. Yeah. And that's how I tell you I'm a man. But then I also want to get followers for being on it.
And I want free carnivore diet products, and I want them to eventually pay me. And now I'm part of the carnivore army.
And guess what? It gets even crazier because then you go, man, you have so many good takes on health and wellness and nutrition. Can you tell me how I should date? And we go, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
This is why women are only after your money.
Yeah. And then it gets even crazier because it's like, I really don't want to hear any of your dating things. It's like, wait till I tell you that the world is flat.
Yeah.
Well, that's the main issue is that
I'm really off the fucking. I don't want anything.
And then you as a listener, Adam Pally, you know what happens at the final part of this? They go, and we don't have to say it, but we know who controls the weather. God damn it, he tricked me.
You really do. That happens so often.
We talked about Austin. It's not. I mean, it's not a joke in the sense that like what happens is there are these very slippery slopes of people. It starts with people going, well, I mean, why do all the managers have this last name?
Right,
No.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes you're trying to explain, like, I'll try to explain, like, Borscht Belt style comedy and the inclusion of certain ethnic and minority enclaves in entertainment because every other opportunity was taken from them and or this was the one place where they put up with Jewish people, they put up with black people. And
we're talking Borscht and Chitlins.
Truly. And so then when you explain that and you kind of go, okay, now extrapolate that into the future and have a guess as to why there are people who have been like involved in comedy for a long time. It's not that they control anything. You kind of go, this is the same thing as being like, this is a family business. This is something that people have been doing for a long time. But then people go, no, actually, you can't make a joke about Jewish people because Jewish people control comedy. And you go, if you couldn't make jokes about Jewish people, a lot of those Jewish people wouldn't be able to work.
Yeah, what would they talk about?
Yeah, I mean, that's my whole thing.
Yeah.
I have nothing else left. And a lot of my Jewish jokes like are not the ones where people are like, haha, I like that.
Especially for the past 2 years.
No, exactly.
Yes.
You know, it's tough times for us Jewish comedians.
We touched on something that's like kind of like the end of expertise, where
Oh yes, there's a book about that. There's a book titled. There's a book that just came out about that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, cause
Damn it, you can't write yours.
Well, I never will. I'm still sitting on my idea of the South Beach diet.
Well, John is also self-aware enough to be like, you know what? I'm an expert, so I'm gonna write this book called The End of Expertise.
I'm an expert on nothing.
Let's close this loop.
But there's like an element of like, we used to listen to this person about this thing because that's what they focused on. But now people just see, and I'm using Joe Rogan as an example. I think it's a little more fractured than that.
Yeah.
But why not listen to the guy about MMA training or stand-up comedy? Like that's two things he's done a lot, and you would like, or hosting Fear. But when he starts talking about like global politics and stuff, you're like, wait, he's not an expert on this. But now people they don't care that he's not an expert. They go, I just listened to Joe, or I listened to Las Culturistas, like whoever it might be, like all over the spectrum. I just do what they say. Like,
I don't know. There's something about like the fourth and fifth hour of the Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay, yeah.
That is what do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, we're here, like, we're doing, it's so hard to criticize podcasting on a fucking podcast.
No, but you can talk about
what we're doing is like the loosest of loose hooks, where it's like, we're going to talk to our friends and just get into their gym and their diet and like find out spiritually what they're doing, like just a little bit. And then
or 45 minutes on the state of the comedy.
Right.
Well, comedy for me is part of like, it's part of the mental stuff that if the only way that I can ever talk to the history of race relations in America, what it means to be a queer man right now, what it means to like talk to a group about a group sometimes, and like figuring shit out used to be like part of the therapeutic aspect of comedy, because for me, comedy can be therapeutic, but it'll never be therapy. So there is a level of like, well, it's true, but there's a level of like, oh, I'm happy I got this thought out. I'm happy I got to like dance a little with this, and then I'm also happy I got to eat this, and I'm happy I got to work out to this, and I'm happy I got to listen to this music. I'm happy I got to read this, and to me, those are all parts of like overall health and wellness.
Oh, for our younger listeners, reading is like a thing where you open a book and like look at the words.
Okay, so a book is a thing.
All right, hold on. We're in the weeds here.
Well, no,
weeds are.
Do you ever feel bias on being a ripped comedian? Do you feel like sometimes when you walk in the room, people are like, or even I'll take it one step further, a man of taste and style.
Okay.
Because a lot of our conversations, especially when we're on the same bill, will be excluded.
Yeah.
Well, because there's something,
and we'll end up talking alone because people don't share our interests.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like, oh God, they're like,
no,
you know?
I think about it more so in the sense that like, if people know me for like coming to shows and looking kind of cute, then that's great. I don't think that every comedian needs to, perfect example, I don't think every comedian needs to look cute and cool and fun in the same way. I think that there's here are two perfect examples. So you have people like Sydney Washington and Marie Faustin who like are super fucking models who are funny as shit, look gorgeous, and are so silly, but also like just come to a show and you go, oh my God, someone get a picture of this. And then you also have people who look so fun and crazy and beautiful in their own way, like Sarah Sherman, who comes to the show and you go, someone get a picture of this. Those are, what? Is that blood?
Yeah.
Like those two things both are highly stylized, intentional choices by how comedians want to look on shows. So I love like a full kind of like palette of those choices. So when we talk about like a new Amélie Andor thing, or when we talk about like a new Silly Barber jacket, I think we need that comic just as much as we need the guy in the t-shirt.
Right.
You know.
Well, there is.
Well, you're not even wearing a t-shirt.
I'm in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts almost every time.
You are
I'm not
not
a t-shirt
comic. No, but I would say that the t-shirt comic, because.
And I'm saying that in a t-shirt right now.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but we're not on stage. Like, I was always told coming up in improv that you don't want to stick out. Yeah. And you don't want to overshadow. And you don't want to look worse than the audience. Yeah. Were like the two things that I was always told is like, don't. And those things
that's definitely changed. That's more than UCB. That's more like early aughts.
Right,
too,
but that's what I was.
What's the vibe now? Because the vibe now to me does seem to be like, we do want to see who you are and why we're going to like you.
Yeah. Improv, I feel like, was, you know, the original kind of comedy pyramid scheme in that way. So a lot of it is like, don't stand out. Yeah. You want to be the best team, you all look the same. And like that's the best. We all wear black t-shirts. We all wear suits. It's like don't show me who you are. Show me how good you are at being everybody else. Yeah. And that keeps people down, but also lifts teams
and makes for some great sketches
and amazing comedy.
And like the hard part to explain. Both like being a kind of Swiss Army knife that can be put in any situation and being like part of this hyper individualistic pursuit that is comedy is that when people do both well, you basically see them clicking their brains on and off in whatever scenario they need to be in. Because sometimes you'll watch a sketch and you'll be like, that person is going to be an amazing stand-up. And sometimes you see a person kind of just melt into the world of the sketch and go, oh, this is so fucking good. So it is like it's just different.
You can be verse.
Yeah, you can be verse. Once John, listen, once again, Bear Week, MP Town, with Jon Gabrus.
But you can be, but it is also like, I think that it has changed in a good way because now you are supposed to go out there and like you are, you know.
I think it helps that UCB got way less white and male too, because
but
once everyone starts looking different, then you can start dressing.
Exactly. But even stand up too, it was crazy to have like Sarah Silverman used to play down her looks. You know what I mean? And like now you don't have to do that.
The medium has changed a little bit in that it's way more visual. Even when there was film specials, it was like you wear a shirt and tie or a t-shirt and a jacket or something. Now everyone's like, no, be yourself up there.
Sadly, the Sarah Silverman aspect of that is like totally rude in the fact that she was like so young, so pretty, and around the most lecherous old men before they were filming everything.
Horrible.
So like, if you think about how pretty she is and pretty she was, if she would have came to some of those shows dolled up, I don't even want to think about what was said to her backstage and on stage.
Oh my God.
Just because like.
But that's it. That goes for Sarah Silverman and every woman ever on any Herald team and ever comedy job or any woman in the world.
Yeah, any woman in the world. But like, I mean, there was a point where like, I do remember seeing a big shift around 2018, 2019, where like there was photographers at a lot of shows, and then like everyone started trying to be like, oh well, let me make sure I look cute for this photo. So I just
let me wear a different shirt.
Well, the comedy photo.
That's what I had to learn is if we're taking photos, I can't have my comedy shirt anymore.
The comedy photo. It's like I really missed my frickin' window with a comedy photo.
Wait a second, because all of them don't look like this, Adam?
No, because I was like, there was a time where I was doing shows every week and banging fits, like because it was my
25,
job, and was 25, and at the top of my comedic improv game, where like I could do a scene with anything about anybody. It was like I was the funniest one in the room, and I look good. No one took a picture of that shit. There was just one picture on a wall where I was like in a corner. Now, every time I show up, it's like even Judd Apatow was like looking in the mirror the other night.
I'm like, I'm 43. I can't believe I got to take a photo tonight. Look, Jay, we got to get you out of here for your own sanity. Okay. But before we leave, Adam asked me a question yesterday that maybe we can bring to you.
Please.
Do you do a PWO shake? Do you do a protein shake?
Yeah.
And should Adam add that to his repertoire after he works out?
Yes.
Really?
Do a protein shake. You can. Do you like a shaker or do you want it to be more of a smoothie?
I prefer a smoothie. Like what I've been doing lately is I take a green juice to the gym.
Okay.
And I'll like first part of warm up, I'll like get my sweat going and like quench my thirst with my green juice. And then when I'm into my workout, it's water.
Okay, this is the only thing that I will say. I will say after any sort of strength and resistance training, if you do want to maximize the potential anabolic benefits
Get in that anabolic window.
of your working out and the micro trauma that your muscle tissues have gone through when they go back to rebuild, a fast digesting whey protein after that within like a couple of hours. Some people go, it needs to be 20 minutes. No, you have like a couple of hours. It will benefit you, and you'll also not go to the gym and then be like, oh, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna eat a bunch of stuff that's not necessarily gonna make me feel bad, but that you could easily get that amount of protein in one scoop, and you can do water or whatever milk product you want.
Do they make like a peanut butter version?
Oh my God.
They make, bro, my cousin is a meathead. His fucking, I'm staying with him
Adam,
this week. He had cosmic
so many
brownie
flavors.
flavored fucking protein.
They have so many flavors of
I'm
different
not gonna
protein
like 'em.
powders now that they have cereal collabs.
have any
Yes,
cannabis?
he has Cocoa Pebbles.
Do they have any cannabis infused protein?
I mean,
That's
you
easy
can
to do.
infuse it. You can do the cannabis just yourself.
But if you put canna butter, some whey protein, and some coconut milk in a fucking glass,
Hell yeah.
and
I think we need
slam
to
it.
open a breakfast bar.
I think we should and put it on the list. We're gonna start selling post workout drinks.
Also, I mean,
With
like,
cannabis in them.
Yes.
the big
Staying high
protein,
life.
the big protein hacks, like there's nothing that's over the past 20 years, because I was kind of like right when it started to blow up on social media. The big things that everyone kind of keeps going back to is making sure that like you're getting adequate amounts of protein for the amount of lifting that you want to do, but then also making sure you have enough fats for energy and have enough carbohydrates, because so many people, we get into these weird like cycles where people, they get so strict, they get so restrictive that people are like, I'm gonna put my body through ketosis as far as like losing them. And like every time people do it, they go, wait a second, I feel kind of weird. They go, yeah, you probably do.
Yeah, you're
Because
supposed to eat
I
everything.
don't think if you know how many sugars, how many carbohydrates like make up your body, you still need them.
Yeah.
The people who are like, don't even look at a piece of bread, you're like, well, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
you
was
don't
saying
need
that
white
earlier.
processed bread, but you
Yeah.
do need carbs.
Well,
You
also,
need rice. Can be,
you'll see the people who swear by it, and the minute you bring a carb around them, they're like, can I smell it?
Yeah.
Can I touch
Yeah, no.
it?
I have the opposite problem where like, if a cheese pizza is put down, I get myself sick.
I'm also happy that y'all are talking about health and wellness, but also like talking about it. I don't know. A more holistic approach is always going to be helpful, because for some people, when they do like a fitness podcast or they do a health podcast, it is so kind of like, this is what you need to do, or it's like so restrictive. Because like I come up with so many jokes while I'm in the gym. I come up with so many thoughts while I'm in the gym. So that is part of both my mental health and my job.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like that's like driving. Like a lot of times, will be like the times where I have my most like I'll write a bit down in a voice app because your mind's not on that.
Yeah,
and so you're free to like think of the most abstract things.
Yeah, for me, the gym is like that freeing mentally, but it also gives me a little notch of confidence that I think will help, that clearly helps me later on when I'm performing or the next day. You just feel a little bit, when my traps are a little sore or my buys are a little creaky, I just feel like I'm more alive. You know what I mean?
Do you think that also there's a level of reclamation? Because if like you're not, like I was a skinny kid who's like was always trying to be funny, and like if you're a little boy who was always funny, the gym, before you go into it, you go, this is the most intimidating place ever, I do not know how. And then the minute you start to feel comfortable there, you're like, okay, actually I can take up space. I feel allowed to be here.
Yeah, I still don't truly have that. It's something that I want more, is like I don't have that feeling in the gym yet.
Yeah.
Of like I'm allowed to be here, take up space. I routinely have the feeling of like I just want as little space possible here so that I can do my little mouse exercise in this little area of the room and then like get out of here. You know
There's
what I mean?
rarely anything I can credit to Long Island, but Long Island is gym culture. I joined a gym in like 9th grade.
Oh my
I
God.
joined Gold's Gym.
Gold's Gym?
Yeah.
That's like that. I mean, that's legendary
It was
stuff.
awesome.
Gold's Gym's tanks used
Yeah.
to be like the gold.
Every time I buy one on eBay, it never fits right. My nips are always out on the side.
It's
I hate
supposed
it.
to. Isn't that fitting, right?
No, when you see it on me, it does not look right. Yeah, okay, I look like I'm wearing someone else's superhero costume.
Jay, thank you
Jay,
so much.
thank you so
You're the
much.
best.
Sorry
Thank
we
y'all.
ate your time.
Yeah,
but
we ate you up.
I love talking. I love
Dude,
hanging
you're the
out with
best.
y'all.
You're
Thank
the best.
you.
So funny. Jay's amazing.
Oh, it was such a great talk. I can't believe we didn't get him to get his shirt off, but
I almost feel like it's better that we didn't, because if Jerry O'Connell would have seen that and been,
he wanted to come back on. And
he
get
would have
more-
been
yeah.
devastated. You know?
Also, big ups to Jay for after our winding road conversation about comedy. He goes, this actually is part of my health and wellness journey. And we were like, yes, making this make sense for our podcast.
I'm already seeing that our podcast is going to have a bunch of different buckets.
Well,
you
said
and
we do have a holistic approach. We're not sitting here going like cardio and weights. Like
No.
we're talking about all kinds of stuff. We've been talking about ketamine. We've been talking about.
I mean, I think the podcast is going to have these different things where it's like sometimes we will be talking about the state of comedy, and then sometimes it will be about ketamine therapy with a real licensed doctor. It's like the whole thing. It's the whole gamut of life, which is kind of what we're searching for in all this, which is balance.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I'm. Plus, also, this is what we want to talk about. You know what I mean? And like to get to talk about what we want to.
Are you going to work out today?
I just might. I just might have enough
hope
time.
I do.
Yeah,
I hope I
do. This is our 3rd episode we've recorded in a row, so I am a little beat
I think
up.
I might be able to.
Well, hey, you get that fitness in. Do me a favor and stay alive. We are comedians.
Yeah, yeah.
We are not experts on health and wellness.
Truly
we are
not.
not experts on almost anything except for maybe comedy.
My personal trainer license has lapsed.
So is my driver's license.